a great sound.
It felt good.
Clap.
Feel the vibrations.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, what has transpired?
We had a very long philosophical debate about whether our personal safety was more valuable than the safety of others, and we landed on us, our safety more important. So we're going to wait a couple days for our various machinations to come to fruition before we go help Dane. And we'll see what happens.
What heroes do.
What heroes do.
You guys don't understand what a hard time Philip has given the player group here.
What
It's been a very uncomfortable period in between recordings.
Nobody said we were heroes. I never said I was a role model.
You have 2 days worth of irons in the fire that you are waiting on. The materials being made at Black Iron won't be ready till the next day. Neither is Ezri's appointment with Geralt come back around for another couple of days. So in the meantime, there had been a couple of things you guys had mentioned wanting to do that we can take care of real quick if you want to. So are there any things we want to try to work on between now and then?
Ari was going to go just touch base with Gulrenak, describe the Briar stuff and kind of the general location and see if the giants of Rushmay knew anything. Sure. And also, I don't know what Kara is up to, but she's, chilling.
Watching.
Yeah.
I'd like to take another attempt at weaponizing or vaporizing, aerosolarizing the calming draft.
Oh, okay.
The peace blade.
Sure. Give me a roll with your alchemist tools. Or, yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh.
For a total of 7.
Ezri walks out of his room looking like a chimney sweep.
No, he does not. He just set off a peace blade bomb in his own face. He is asleep for the next 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're not injured by this, but it's definitely true that Ezri just doesn't show up for dinner that night, and so eventually someone goes out to the greenhouse and finds Ezri sleeping deeply and restfully on the floor next to his desk, which is clearly smoldered a little bit.
He needs
If it's Pog that sees him sleeping, Pog's not touching or talking. He's just walking the other way.
He's doing his normal talk you can't understand, but it's real slow and mellow.
Seems like he's calming down. That's nice. Good for him.
It's still so gross.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Ari takes one of the tarps in the green room and shakes it off and puts it over Ezri like a little blanket.
Shade and Cal attempt to put him in his room.
I'll deduct another vial, I guess.
So Esri, you are making the final. You're at the add heat phase of the chemistry experiment, and then the next thing you know, it's the next morning, and you wake up in your bed, very rested.
Take 2 long rests.
Well, I guess I know the principle is sound.
Valid. Silver linings, huh?
While Esri is sleeping, Ari is Ari going by himself to the tents of Rishime, or is anyone else going?
Ari would let any conscious members of the team know that he's going, and if anyone wants to come. I mean, he would poke his head into Esri's room too, probably.
Cool, so she would go.
All right.
Well, you know he's not in his room.
Okay. But there's got to be like Esri goes out to the greenhouse and you try to communicate and Esri ignores you. Like that's got to not be an unusual thing. I imagine Esri is a very focused worker.
The scene that we just described of discovering Esri, that plays out immediately before we leave to go. Like that was what tipped everyone off. Is like, oh. Pog, are you coming?
All right, so we head over.
Okay.
We head over to the tents. You are greeted once again and are ushered to Galranak for the first time, because the last time that Galranak saw you, she sent you through a tree. So as she sees Shade coming, she walks over and then drops into a crouch, which brings her head to only 6 or 7 feet above yours, and looks down and says, "You have returned in what I take is your natural shape. So you found what your dream showed."
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your help.
I'm glad that it was all right, that you have made it back safe. I have wondered whether I sent you and then you never returned.
That was kind of rude of me to not check in with you, but it was...
That is not what I meant.
It was
just
a lot.
That's
Oh.
what I was concerned.
Thank you. You probably should have been. It didn't go great. But we're back
You have returned?
now. Yep.
Hi. I'm Ari. We've met before. Fey curse, wipe my memory from everyone. I could say a poem that would restore your memory of me, but it would give you a headache. So if you'd like that, I can do it. If not, literally, I've been around when Shade's been around, except for the last time, because I was lost in the Feywild. So.
So not only did you find your memories, but you also found your friend.
Yep. She did.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Very well done then. You succeeded.
The trip was a resounding success, yes. We're actually about to go on another venture, which is why we have come to you today. We've heard tell of something out in the jungle north towards the coastline. A building surrounded by magical briar bushes that animals live in their shade. Is that what you heard?
Not around there.
Around there?
But sometimes beasts come out, and sometimes they stay around, and sometimes they go in and come out differently.
I know of what you speak.
You do. Any information that you
awful.
might have would be very helpful. We seek to get inside, I guess, is to speak to our intention.
We have never attacked the place itself. The Guardians of Rushime do hunt the monstrosities and aberrations that come out of there. It is in the ancient times, giants, in their hubris, sought to change the life created by Rushime to suit their own designs and purposes. These giants were known as the Sulat League. It was they bound shadows to elves to create the drow and enslaved them as hunters. When outsiders came to these lands from the north, across the sea, they found many things left of the giants, and some of them have since sought to recreate the work of the giants. The place you speak of is one of the places where they do this. They use the techniques of the ancient Sulat and twist the plants and beasts of Roa and Banor, and are abominations. They are a blight on the land.
Have the Guardians found any method that's particularly effective against these abominations that come out of that area?
They differ one from another. The people inside take creatures that are natural and change them to suit a different purpose. And depending on how they have changed them determines how one might need to deal with them. We try to contain them so that they do not get among the native population and destroy it.
Okay.
Sometimes hunters from that place come and kidnap creatures and sometimes people and take them in. The briars that surround are alive and aware. They are the greatest abomination created there. Something inside has been twisted to create this living wall.
Okay. Interesting.
Any ideas how to destroy the living wall? Just like
You would need to find its...
burn it?
Plants in general do not like fire, as you obviously would know, but there must be a root, a heart, a center of this thing, and if that were killed, it would kill all the briar.
Okay. Well, I can't think of anything else to specifically ask about. What about you, Shade?
No,
All right.
not unless you have like, no, never mind.
We would Guardians would consider this a great service if you were able to kill this thing.
Okay. Well,
Its
We
blights the
will
land.
do it.
do our best.
Promised.
Okay. Well, thank you, Golranak. Appreciate your insight and information from the Guardians. And we will, when we get back, we'll come let you know the results of our endeavors.
Good luck. Rushi may guide you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So the day passes. Ezri sleeps very peacefully. And the next day, the second day, dawns. The school is operating. Thora paces a lot. She's just sort of doing rounds of the school. Arlo's trying to keep the kids being fairly intuitive, are tense and not really paying attention. So far, Arlo is buying the elaborate ruse that the kids have come up with to cover for Kara's absence, that I feel like definitely involves some sort of handmade dummy in her bed, and a story about how she's sick.
Yep.
And there's a whole lot of like Bullarian hijinks of covering for Kara that's going on today. And only because Thora is so intensely distracted does this work.
Yep.
The kids are confident that it is their
Genius.
intelligence
Yeah.
and craftiness.
I mean, they are successfully putting one over on Arlo.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Like that's
a win.
You know, it's not nothing. Towards the end of the day, though, Kara comes back because Kara, you rolled well enough on your perception and just well enough on your stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before you get any further than that, is Esri awake by this point?
Yes, this is
I'm
the
a
second
little
day.
Fuzzy. Okay. So once he's awake, he will basically stake out the staircase. Is it staircase?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you see
Rise.
Kara coming back then.
Okay.
So Kara, what you saw that made you come back is we're definitely the wrong kind of people showing up at Geralt's.
Okay.
And you are actually, Kara is actually a really good person for staking this out because of her own background. You have a better than average ability to spot agents of one of the shadow houses.
Oh.
There were definitely some shadow marked elves going in and out of Geralt's good blades this
Okay.
morning.
Okay. So
You're
yeah, Kara would climb
A
up
little
the stairs and
early, I
see-
take it. That's bad news.
Yeah, it's not great. There were definitely some people associated with one of the shadow houses, Firlin or Thorani, coming into Geralt's place.
I
So
don't know what that means.
two dragon marked houses both have the same mark, the mark of shadow. There was a whole thing. I don't need to get into it right now, but they split off from one another. Hard to discern agents of the two houses from each other, but definitely agents of a dragon marked house were coming into Geralt's.
So sorry, for Esri's knowledge, because I'm not sure. Would he have been aware of that? And well, that's the first question.
You'd be aware of the existence of two dragon marked houses with the mark of shadow of the houses Firlin and Thorani. And
those are not. It split off doesn't mean they're not like part of the houses.
Right.
They are two of the 12 houses.
Yeah.
Okay. That is very disappointing.
They definitely specialize in entertainment and not espionage and assassination. It's definitely entertainment. They use illusions to entertain people.
They run a lot of theaters and brothels. Just,
Yep. No assassinations and thievery. That would be wrong.
There are also definitely not theaters in Sharn that they own where they hold elaborate plays where somebody dies in the play and they just assassinate the actor in the play in front of an audience without them realizing that's happening. That's definitely not something they do.
You're right. That's not in Sharn. That's where you live. Live with the
is that Stormreach? Oh, okay. Okay.
Straight out of Interview with the Vampire.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. I think probably
Thank
actually.
Thank you, Kara. You're well?
Yeah, I'm good. Then nobody knew I was there. So.
Right. All right. I don't think anyone really knew you were missing either. It seems a little less yeah.
I had somebody covering for me, so looks like they did a good job. I didn't give them specifics. I didn't drop your name. Don't worry about it. I was
fine.
very
Everything
discreet.
seems to have worked out.
Actually, I'm back early,
Well,
so that'll be good for everyone.
Yeah.
Kara is not aware of the elaborate ruse, so she's probably just going to roll up into class and be like, "What up?"
So, assuming she walks away.
Bye.
Yeah.
Pog walks by and goes, "You owe me 5 laps for missing today," and then keeps walking.
I hate.
So we
now.
should. Nope. We should. Wait. Which socks? Which one did I put it on?
Just do both.
We should go. We should go now.
What?
It's looking like I screwed up. We should go now.
But we gotta. Well, I'm in the bath, so I'm gonna have to dry off. But
What time of day was this? I'm sorry.
Eric, you have inspiration.
Evening. Evening, I believe, is what Philip said.
So we waited almost all of your time to say we don't need to wait any of the time? Because now we're almost to mine and Shade's time. So
I'm sorry. I thought I apologize. I thought they had gotten there.
it has
No,
to
that's
happen
what-
the same
that's what's
day
coming
when you
next.
were gonna meet.
Yeah, this was coming next.
Okay. Okay, well.
what's going on?
I don't know for certain.
Please put your communicator
But-
down in the bathroom, Ari. It's weird.
I keep it on me just in
It's
case.
still weird. Please just listen and don't
Wait,
talk
how
right
do you
now.
attach it?
Don't ask questions, Esri.
It's
These
just-
aren't
it's on
good
the-
answers.
It's on the table next to me. I can
Stop.
pick it up.
Go.
Like,
Just Esri now. Just Esri.
Listen, I don't know for certain, but it seems probable to me that my contact decided I was more valuable than my payment. It's a guess. So, potentially they know. That's worst case scenario, I think.
This is why we shouldn't have friends.
Well, he's not a...
That's Pog, by the way, aggressively nodding to the communicator, like you can see that.
They said they could get the sword done by today, right?
Tomorrow morning.
I thought it was today.
The sword would be done by now.
Oh,
The armor, the defensive item would not. Or the defensive item will be done today. You're hours from when you're supposed to go pick it up.
Yeah.
Communicate that fact.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think at this point a couple hours isn't going to make or break us, right?
Well, we would probably need to tell our friends that they needed to be ready in a couple hours. So I don't think they're going to be ready to just walk out right now.
I mean, the Moon Spears were.
Well, but
They
they have
said
to
we
like
could just meet them
get a
whenever.
backpack, right? Like something.
Moonspear struck me as an not if but when kind of people. They seem to be ready to go at a moment's notice.
And we can split up. We can go get them.
I think they would prefer nighttime anyways.
Okay. Well, let's just start prepping.
Maybe if we
and
go
then-
to Solarka's and we just watch them make the shield, that would help. And we could just wait watching
Mhm.
them.
So Shade and I will go to the Moon Spears.
Oh, okay.
And
Pog and I go into.
we will go to
Blackbriar?
Solarka's and wait for you guys there, and we'll leave.
I think we should go to them
Sure.
once the thing is ready, since we're leaving with the Moon Spears, right?
As long
Grab
as
that
we're not
backwards.
walking the same walk twice, then yes.
Cool.
My grasp on the actual geography of all this is
Yeah, I don't- I don't know where they are in the town.
Map of
It-
storm.
I mean, there's one in the Discord, but in game terms,
Provided by.
in game terms, it's not going to speed anything up for you to split up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay.
Tell me what you want to do.
That. Let's just roll with that. Y'all get them ready, and we'll head to y'all after we've got our stuffs.
Cool.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
said all
You
of
hear
that
water
like my
sloshing.
normal self.
Okay. Are we getting anything else in town before we go?
Hog is not.
All right.
Let's see. Would I know anywhere in town to buy a healing potion at this point? And what I have,
Yes.
I don't know if I only have 98 gold. I don't know that that's enough.
I mean, a standard healing potion, like 2d4 plus 2 healing potion, is 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Sure. I'd like to. If there's a place I can swing by and grab one of those,
There absolutely is. Yeah.
I will do that.
It's called Potions and Notions.
Yes. Yes.
They sell
course
paper
it
then,
is.
I guess.
Yes, they also sell stationery.
Do they have any maps?
It's a mom and pop thing, and they just have different interests. So their shop is a very distinct
Oh.
thing. Like Kelly and I
I
went
was
to
thinking
a
like wizard's paper.
went to a shop that was barbecue supplies and quilting.
Wow.
It's just it was run by an old retired
Wow.
couple, and they had two very different interests, and they had just.
It's
I
run
don't
by
know
you
the
and
details.
Kelly in the future. Like you ran into your.
Oh come on! There would
Did
be
they
game
give
supplies.
suspicious looks to each other when you walked in?
The soundtrack is just audio clips of Philip disapproving of Hollywood's portrayal of how to cook ribs. That's all it is. That's the audio.
Just Vin Diesel's. You'd think that after you've made 9 movies, someone would say, "You know, that's not how ribs are cooked, right?"
there.
All right.
This is the wrong content. This is not that content.
Yep.
I figure after 2 movies, probably no one's gonna say anything at that point.
Yeah, this is the world we live in here.
Well. Anyway. Okay, so you stop and get a healing potion at Potions and Notions. Anyone picking up anything else?
Am I wrong to think
Stationary?
that we had some healing potions in our inventory?
You would have
No,
to
I had 2, and I have 2,
consult
or
your
we have 2
inventories
left, but
for
now we
that.
have 3.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
had like bottles of water from the Thalanis thing that healed us for a while. but-
No, we'd had potions because we used one of them to pour down something.
They're in my inventory,
So
so we have 3 now.
okay.
Great.
I can't think of anything that Ari
Okay.
would need in this. Just lots of protection and encouragement, really. So
So
Rosary.
Ari and Pog arrive at Black Iron. You can see that one of Solarka's brothers is in the back working on something. Solarka sees you. Hular is working the forge, and Solarka comes out to meet you. We are just finishing up the other, but I have this. She walks over and brings out a weapon. It's a short sword that has a forward sweeping edge that widens towards the end, somewhat reminiscent of Remembrance, Ari, in its shape, but shorter and a little simpler. It's a kukri or a kukuri.
Yep.
Which I've decided to use for the Eberron actual weapon called a Drow long knife. And she takes this out, and you can see that the blade is covered in runes, and the pommel is the bronze pommel is shaped like a bronze dragon's head. And she says, "We were not exactly sure what you would face, but you mentioned a problem of some sort of magical plant, so we placed runes dedicated to Roa of the jungle leaves on it. It should be very potent against any plants or plant creatures."
Oh,
she
this
slides it back
Thanks.
into
this
the
is
scabbard.
wonderful.
very cool. I like it.
And hands it to Pog. You wait for just a little bit longer before her brother brings her the other, and she takes a vambrace. She says, "In terms of defense, the only thing we could really think of is many plants emit toxins and other things that attack your fortitude, and so these are simply some strengthening runes to enhance your resistance against such harm."
This is all very helpful.
It's great.
This is
hope
so
so.
good. It's much better than what we had when we got here. That's for sure. I really, really appreciate this.
Be careful.
I'm gonna go talk to Hular real quick. I'll be right back. And Ari
Okay.
just kind of exits.
Sure. Solarka kind of looks around and then sort of pulls Pog in, hugs him hard.
Pog does the caught off guard, arms on the side, and then accepts the hug very graciously.
And she says, "Be careful."
I promise I will. I promise.
And she composes herself. Okay.
Before she lets go, Pog is going to give just the now kind of standard peck on the cheek if she doesn't swerve, and
She doesn't.
then I should get started on this trip. I don't know how far we have to go. I'll come straight back as soon as I can.
Good. Ari, you walk over and Hular's working the forge.
Oh, Ari was just getting out of their
Sure.
way. So
Okay.
Ari's, hanging around.
Without doing a normal like call out for attention, assuming Ari's like even remotely looking in the direction, just give you a little
Oh, yeah.
nod of preparation and
Okay.
turn to go quietly.
All right.
Keep up the good work, everyone. Ari.
You rejoin the
Go
others.
team!
over near the huts that are the homes of the Moon Spears here in the city. Soleil and Zenaida are there. You can see that over to the side, Zenaida is engaged in an argument with Ilya. But Soleil has greeted Shade and Esri and has understood that you are prepared to go, and he's sent a runner to inform the others. And as Pog and Ari come up, Soleil says, "We will meet the rest of the hunters in the woods."
Excellent.
We will go as soon as you are ready. He walks over.
I just need to
and you
hand
see him.
Shade something.
Yeah, you see him go over and embrace Zenaida and Ilya, and then he and Zenaida both walk off towards the edge of the woods. Ilya stands there looking very angry and staring after them.
Pog over to Shade. First, out of his, I don't know, belt, wherever, pulls out the sword with the scabbard and presents it to her. This is the weapon from Solarka. It is for bad plants. And it's
Excellent.
going to be excellent.
Ari,
She's very good at what she does.
you are able to read the runes on the blade and see that it identifies itself as Roa's Talon.
It's got a name. Roa's Talon is the name of the sword. At least that's what it says on what the runes say.
Well, Shade, say hi to Roa's Talon.
Hi, Roa's Talon.
It doesn't speak.
Hello, Shade.
I've not done that before.
You will find it in your inventory.
She takes some. Okay. She takes some practice swings with it.
It is a short chopping blade.
Nice.
Where is the other thing
And-
going?
That's a good question. Then, if we're all around together, I will present it. Because I don't assume Shade wants it, because she's got armor, right? Would this add on to her armor?
That's some really awesome armor.
The effect of this weapon, it's a wondrous item, and it grants advantage on Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
As that might be good. I already get Constitution saving throws on advantage on my concentration checks, but that might be good for Esri.
Yeah.
Concentration.
So I'm going to, the same way that I presented the blade, although the blade was clearly always intended for Shade, to the others, I will present the bracers and explain what was told to me by Solarka, as well as what we just now know that will help with specifically.
Is it a set or just one?
It's one. It's a vambrace.
That's one.
Apologies, I mislabeled that.
Sure. Yeah. Although if Pog is going to be up close, it could also be useful for him. I guess mechanically.
Pog is actually already wearing a pair of bracers.
I have bracers. I can't use
Oh,
them.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I have the ones from the moon
Great.
spheres.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
So if
Go for it, Ezri.
It doesn't-
either of you can use them more than I can.
It doesn't really go with my aesthetic of
Well, honestly, nothing does though, so it's not that big of a deal.
no. Yeah. It's kind of my own thing.
Although your clothes are
Maybe I can
your clothes are
rub some dirt on
magical,
it.
so you could make it your aesthetic.
Oh, that is
You
true.
could shift
Maybe
your
aesthetic
aesthetic
is your
around
aesthetic.
the vambrace.
Well,
I
then
just
if you
don't
can
normally do
use
shiny.
it, here you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So it goes to Ezri.
Philip, forgive my ignorance. How long does it take if I wanted to attune to this sword?
It takes about an hour. You can do it on the way.
Okay. Thank you.
Did I get... Oh, numbers of verdicts. Give it about.
Okay.
All right.
You follow Sole and Zenaida into the jungle.
Waving bye to Ilya.
The walk into the jungle is only it's about an hour before they arrive at a clearing. Soleil and Zenaida gesture for you to stop, and then they creep to the edge of the clearing, look around, and then Zenaida makes a sort of trilling whistle that you've heard lots of times as you've been walking around the jungle, every time you've been in the jungle. And it sounds exactly like that. And then you see about 10 other drow just sort of materialize out of the brush and shadows of the jungle. One of whom Pog recognizes because Nardali is in the hunting party.
Hey! Hi! Hey! Hi! I'm really stressed
based on
out. It's
Mia-
nice to see someone I know.
Based on Mia's performance of Nardali, she stares at you and nods.
I don't
curtly.
have a poem. Why do you not know me? This...
Because you don't have a poem.
That's right. Yeah.
Touche.
You need
all about
an
branding,
epic
Pog.
poem to
I'm working on it.
My name is Pog. I like to jog.
Listen, no,
Necessarily in the
stop.
fog.
Stop. You didn't write your poem.
There's a brief discussion, and then the party fans out. As you follow them, mostly you can't see the other drow. They're around you. Zenaida and Soleil stay close to you, one of them ahead, one behind. The other drow you see occasionally move in and out of the shadows, and all the while, every now and again, Zenaida or Soleil will make another seemingly extremely natural noise that will be answered from a little ways off in the woods, to the degree that you begin to wonder whether there are several things that you thought were jungle birds that are actually drow hunting parties.
Y'all, listen to me. I'm convinced birds are fake. Birds aren't real.
As soon as he said, y'all,
No, I'm
listen to
immediately
me,
just-
I was like, oh, God, here he goes.
I just immediately go to
If
that.
Ari
that-
says anything like that out loud, Ezri responds to, well, they die.
Yep, they do. No, this just takes me to the Three Amigos scene. Like, look up here. Hello.
It's
Hello.
It's better than that.
I would hope
Middle
so.
of this
I would
discussion
absolutely
Better than
hope
that
so.
Shade would like to cast Pass Without a Trace
Awesome.
on this crew.
Yeah, because you do not, Shade, you do notice, that Zenaida and Soleil frequently give looks towards your companions, who are just so noisy.
Yeah, that tracks.
I know.
That tracks.
I'm not sure they know that Ari speaks giant, and so Ari, you probably catch a lot of whispered complaints about the racket that you all create. And this fool wearing his metal suit out in the jungle on a hunt.
Metal suit.
The big one lumbers
bow
like an
tie.
aurochs.
Hey.
There's a lot of just general complaint as to your general racket. In spite of this, you progress through the rest of the day
Clink, clink.
and on into the evening. And it is nearing the next dawn when the party reaches a place where the trees just come to an end in a very, very wide clearing. You can distantly hear the surf, so you know that you're near the coast. There's a space about 50 yards of open ground where there are no trees, as if the jungle has been, cut off in a perfect template. And then there's a huge wall of tangled, thorny vines that rises up from the ground to about 15 feet.
I guess that's why everyone is aware of this place. Not exactly that subtle, is it?
It's creepy. It's real creepy.
Not many people get this far out into the jungle.
I wish I wasn't.
Yeah, we weren't aware of it until very recently.
True. I guess you don't have to blend in when you can just stay out of the way.
Okay.
Look for like the origin of it. Like we can find the root system or where it started, then we can just hack at that.
We just need to get inside of it, don't we?
Well, we may or may not, and definitely may have told the giants that we would destroy this. I did. I told the giants that we would destroy it.
Ah,
Can we
Well,
see over it, or
we
is
could do
it
that
taller?
after?
You cannot see over it. It's tall enough that you can't. Could I get perception checks from everyone? Just...
Eight.
Mo's here.
3?
Oof.
Okay.
10.
All right.
I'm so
would like to
nervous
go
here.
ahead and shift.
Okay. And Esri?
24 for Esri.
Okay. Esri, you and only you are aware of...
Don't feel like that was necessary. But
are aware of sounds in the woods around you, like wind rustling through leaves, but there isn't any wind.
Okay, sorry. Hit me with that again. I can hear sounds that sound like wind is rustling leaves, but there isn't wind.
Correct. There's no wind, but you look
And
and
I
you can see, you can hear a sound like wind rustling through leaves that seems to be passing around in the jungle.
Are leaves moving?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay. I don't. I don't know if this is like a thing that's good or bad or what, but something is moving around up here, up around.
That's bad. I would classify that as bad.
It's also not very
It
surprising.
could also be the Forest Queen. She could
yep.
be, distracting.
We're pretty super in the jungle right now.
We are looking out onto a clearing, though, that's got the thing in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, what are we thinking? Like external security system?
That's not what I was thinking, but maybe.
Yeah, it might not.
Am
be
I
wrong.
able? Okay, so now that I'm aware of it, can I try to discern a pattern? Like it's
Sure.
something that is patrolling, or is that it's random, animal-like?
Give me an insight check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. There is a little bit of a pattern in that the sound and movement seems to move from tree to tree.
Okay.
But it also isn't like you see movement start over here in a tree and move through the limbs of a tree like a squirrel is jumping from tree to tree or something like that. It's more like the leaves of a tree will rustle and then an adjacent tree.
Anyone feel like climbing a tree? I don't.
Yes.
Sure.
So I will point to the one I hear it in currently, if that's possible to do.
Sure.
I would love to climb that tree. Do I need to roll for that?
No, you can climb a tree.
And then I would like to put my hands on the trunk and cast Identify.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You look like you're in a totally different room.
I know the colors are so different.
Okay, so the tree is not a magical item, so there aren't any properties to learn. But I will say that this is not exactly what the text of the spell, but I think it would apply here. You do get an impression of there being an awareness in the tree.
My friend River would be very good friends with you.
Do you
But
see
I am
it?
not as good at speaking to trees. I do not. There's definitely someone, an awareness.
Is it on your side, or
There's-
can you hear it like Esri could, or?
I mean, once it's called to your attention, you do
cannot-
occasionally
I
hear the
just
trees.
sense
rustling.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the leaves.
But no,
But it's not like saying something underneath
no,
them.
and when I
There's not a
say
creature up there?
in the tree, I don't mean like up in the tree in the sense that shade is in the tree. I mean inside the tree, there is an awareness.
Pog is gonna knock on the tree.
It sounds like knocking on the trunk of a tree.
Are you a person tree? I don't have any idea what's going on, but if it doesn't tell us, it's good. we should probably just move away, I think.
I definitely
Ari's
don't
pulled
want
out
to
a bag
bother
of trail
it.
mix.
Did you ask it if it's good?
I did tell it that River would be friends with it, and that I was sorry that I couldn't speak to it like River could.
Does it know River?
Do you know River? It didn't respond. But I don't think that's a no.
Oh, it's, yeah.
I just don't think I can speak tree
Me neither.
yet.
So should we just keep going, or do we fight this tree?
Well,
Or do we hug around this
no,
tree?
I don't think we should fight the tree.
I don't know. I'm just shop working ideas is all.
Yeah.
No bad ideas in brainstorming.
I just had a really bad brainstorm. I was feeling really bad for a week now.
So the working theory is that potentially the trees are talking to each other, I guess?
I did not know that was the working theory.
Or there's... Well, it's not just this one tree that's doing the noise. So, either they're spying on us for the place, or... Well, no, that's the bad I can think of. I don't know what the good would be.
Bad. The good is maybe that they're upset by this place, like, taking up some space in their forest. Because it is not natural.
I have on occasion attempted communication with certain plants. I didn't
Has that ever worked?
expect to need to do that.
Not a good answer so
They
far.
don't tend to be so bright. They're a little limited in their life experience, shall we say?
We shall.
But yeah, it's possible.
Mr. Moonspear,
Shall we?
do the trees just talk to each other?
Sometimes they do. And they are awakened.
Do you think they're mad at us right now?
I do not think they are mad at us, no. This is perhaps a good omen. It could be that Ra is waking them. That they feel her anger at this place.
Hey, Shade, can you show me your sword real quick?
Yeah, do you think they want to see my sword?
Maybe.
Nothing happens when you draw the
No.
sword.
No?
Would have been super cool if that
the,
would have done anything.
Yes.
The drow look impressed. You notice that a lot of the drow have similarly shaped weapons, and you would know, Shade, that this type of weapon is a common Volcoridal weapon.
Nardali, did you see my friend's sword? It's cool, right? It's a cool.
Shade is super excited.
I cannot get her on my side.
Would you want to be shown a weapon that is specifically designed to kill things like
What?
you?
It's not designed to kill
No.
things like them, no. It's designed to kill
designed to kill plants, right?
magical plants that are
Yeah,
mean.
bad guy plants. Technically, everything that
It's-
exists
it's-
could kill us. Have you
Really?
just woken up here?
It is magically enchanted to harm only evil magic plants. Is this what you're saying to
Mhm.
me?
Well, maybe it's just magical plants, but I would only harm evil magical plants.
Just
And they have to know because she told them that she's friends with River.
The trees are not reacting to any
I
any
did
of
tell the
this.
trees that.
So none of this appears to actually be a thing we need
How
to
are
be
we-
here for. So let's just imagine that the trees were blowing us a kiss.
I think
And we'll
that's right.
go on.
Well,
Well
that was
wishes.
happening.
Mhm.
You were eating trail mix. You already
Ari
told
would have.
us.
And I can do that while walking. Ari would have kept a decent distance from the tree line, but he would have like walked around a little bit to just investigate, look, see if there's any kind of rhyme or reason or anything to be done when it comes to penetrating this natural fortress. Almost said forest. Fortress. Yeah.
So you walk towards the briar. Estimate for me about how close you would
Not
get to
getting
the
into
briar.
the clearing.
You got about 50 yards of open space.
50 yards of open space, then probably about 50. Like, Ari doesn't want to get out in the open because he doesn't know what's going to
So you're just
happen
right inside the tree line
when-
looking.
Yeah, like just making a concerted effort to like look and try to, and maybe walking along the tree line at different angles and things like that. So yeah,
You can see that the empty
offering
space.
trail mix to Drow as he passes by.
They are very businesslike while doing this and do not accept your trail mix. You can see that the clearance goes quite a long way and then turns a corner, like as if this place is surrounded by this clearance on all sides.
Okay.
But at this distance, you can't really see much other than that there's a big tall wall of thorny vines ahead of you.
Okay.
So, well, you said while it was happening. Are you doing something? Sorry.
No, I mean, because casting darkness, they're going to notice a big blob of darkness going across the clearing as well. Like, it's not like invisibility. So yeah, Ari would just wait for you all to resolve your tree stuff.
If Pog sees you out there as our conversation resolves, Pog's going to head in your direction because it's go time. So what did you see?
So how are we doing
You
this?
said 150 yards.
Nope,
That's
50.
okay, that's
50 yards.
That's a long way.
50.
50
Just
yards.
Oh, I'm sorry. 150 feet.
Yes. Can I get that in meters?
No.
I've got some way to. I mean, I've got some ways to kill plants. I can do.
Okay.
You know, or, I mean, not in a straight kill, but harm. But are we really looking to kill the thing before going in, or are we just do we want to just try to find the entrance?
I would guess whatever the heart of this plant is that Golradak spoke about is probably in the facility. I imagine that they would have that thing and then grow the wall.
My heart's in the
So,
middle, so I bet it's his too.
I think. Yep. Yeah, that's
You don't
science.
know that.
So I think we just need to blow a hole in this thing and head in. Is
I
there a
got
way
you.
that we can do this quiet?
I have a sword. We don't have to blow a hole in it. I can just
Oh,
cut a hole in
That's
it.
right.
Since we don't know where the entrance is, I don't see quiet being a thing.
Well, I can't cast Pass Without a Trace, so I was kind of hoping.
Can we tell Philip is the briar, is it up against a building or is it kind of forming a courtyard?
You don't see anything
Like,
over
is
it.
there any way-
It's 15 feet high. You don't see anything. You can't see over
but
it.
there's no like gaps or
Nope.
okay.
Solid wall of thorns.
I can teleport to the other side of the briar bush, and then I could look at what was on the other side, and then I can come back and tell you. And then we would know.
Are you sure, or do you just think
But
you
you
can
don't know
do
how
that?
far the other side is.
Because what if the other side of that doesn't make
I've
it
been
work?
practicing it. I mean, but we don't know what's on the other side of it.
It could be solid bramble all the way through,
It's true. We should start
and the
cutting.
entrance is on the ground in the very middle of it.
Can somebody climb a tree and see over it? Like, can one of y'all get up there to a higher vantage point?
I can try, but it looks like a very tall
I mean-
wall. And I feel like they might have
Okay.
laid this out with math, so we couldn't look over it from a tree.
Okay. Well, then I guess we go in hot.
Almost like it's intentional.
I mean,
What's the harm in trying to cut it? You know, let's just, we got to start somewhere.
death, dismemberment,
Hopefully, it causes a lot
That's
of
the
harm.
harm in any of our
That's right.
plans ever. So
irrevocably.
no
on a
different.
genetic level. Become a plant person. Become part of the Briar Batch.
Let's go, Shade.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as we, if we're going, sorry, are we going?
Yep.
Okay. As soon as we get within 120 feet of it, so out into the clearing, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on a point directly in front of us on the briar, just to gauge what happens to it.
Make that roll. It's an attack roll, right?
Yep. Come on. 9 to hit.
You.
How hard can it be to hit?
I mean, you reach out,
than
and
that, apparently.
there's no effect.
All right. Well, that was inconclusive.
Did you do something?
I tried.
Oh.
Ari just snorts at
I
that.
will wait around and do it again once we're closer.
Okay. Give me another attack roll.
Sure, 20 to
Okay,
hit.
roll damage.
That is much better.
14 necrotic.
Nothing seems to happen.
I rolled really well.
Great.
Oh,
Can I cast knock on the wall?
Okay.
I think
Cast what?
It has to
Knock.
be a door.
Oh. Okay, well, it didn't respond very well to being hit by death. I mean, it responded fine. It didn't hurt it, it seems.
It says an object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. Now hear me out. Walls prevent access.
What a weird phrasing.
That's
I mean,
their
you're
primary
right.
function.
You're absolutely right.
not wrong.
They almost exist for no other
Weird
reason.
phrasing for a spell.
So, like, a guard?
That's an
Big
object. That would be
A guard is not an
just,
object, to be fair.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was asking purely as a joke.
Okay.
Like I don't think knock. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So
I love the fact that Philip was considering it, though.
when you get
Why keep
when you
talking
get
out of
within
that?
about 50 feet, you see
Okay.
some of the briar vine unwinds itself and sort of reaches out, not directly at you, but sort of in your direction, and waves slightly in the air, and then withdraws back into the briar.
Can I throw a rock at it from where we're
Sure.
at? I would like
Sure.
to do so, please.
All right, you chuck a rock and it bounces off the briar wall.
Well, it didn't grab it, so at least there's that.
Huh.
I think we get to hacking, gang. Like
Well, Shade, you've got the one that's made for this. You want to take the first swing?
Yeah.
10 feet from the
I
wall.
do.
Oh, never mind.
The vines shift again, and an
Yeah,
arched
right.
entrance forms.
oh no,
Uh-huh.
oh no, we should not. We should go home right
on
now.
into a narrow lane between walls of the briar.
So, do you guys think it's gonna? How wide can we see this archway is?
The archway is
long
about
of it?
10 feet wide. Oh, how long?
Yeah.
It goes for a ways, and then you can see that it turns.
Inside, it turns
So we're just gonna
inside the briar.
Yep.
So, we all know it's gonna close and kill us, right? We know this. Okay.
Oh yeah.
get- all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do a little teleport, and so I could like back into it, and then if it starts closing on me, I can get out. We just want to try that.
That's a pretty okay idea. I don't have a better one.
I can do my floaty thing,
floaty thing.
but it doesn't
Oh,
Oh,
really
that
help
is
the
true.
rest of
You could probably
and it's
just
gonna take you
get
like
straight in by tomorrow morning,
It-
right?
It's gonna take him 3 weeks to get through the wall. Yeah.
It's not that slow.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Didn't you do that, like, if it closes on it? I mean, we might as well try it, right?
Ari's gonna start backing into the archway, keeping an eye on a spot 30 feet away.
Nothing happens.
And he
Oh, good. Why is that scarier? Why am I more nervous that it didn't try to kill you? I
think we might be
Because
good.
it's going to at some point.
Let's go.
Are you ready, Shade? Are you ready,
Ari
Ezri?
continues to
Race you to the other end.
so much dang time worried about this wall. And Ari's muttering to himself. Like,
Since he's 30 feet away,
Walking
Pog is
backwards.
going to take off in his sprint, moving towards Ari, getting
Okay.
into it.
Follow Pog.
I'll walk.
Sword drawn.
Of
Once-
course you will.
As is
Once
tradition.
all
Of course you
Of
will.
course he does.
once all 5 of you
once all of
enter, which I guess ends with Ezri, Cal.
Yep.
Once
Eric's like
once
confusion.
Ezri's very slow saunter has taken him through the entrance, the archway squeezes back, closed on itself.
I will stop. Like, once it starts doing that behind me, and stop and just kind of watch it, like, to see how close
It
it will
just-
get to me.
I mean, it closes the gap behind, and that's it. It leaves
There
the
isn't
it
a
leaves
pro-
the lane that you're in, down to the corner open.
I'm moving.
Ari is still
I would like to
trucking.
cast. I would like to cast Find Traps.
I am 40
All
feet
around
away
you,
from
you
you
go
now.
so
You go
brightly.
blind. Would you read
Turns
me
out
how
you
does
were the
the spell
trap all
define
along.
trap?
A
Or does
wall
the spell define
that is made for
The purpose of
murder.
This spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator.
I mean, is it unexpected? Yeah, I mean, by,
Very
we knew this was a
by
trap.
that
Is there
definition,
anything
I
other than the
suppose the briar vines light up in that sense. There's a degree to which perhaps they shouldn't, since they're
Nothing
clearly
else?
aware and therefore not objects. But you know,
But they were created by their creator.
true.
Weren't we all created though?
It also says includes.
Oh,
any-
okay.
I
Well,
love-
there you go.
Yeah, it sounded like that one actually could have been a guard
Although by that
that
definition,
was just
Cal
like
also
sitting in a
lights up.
corner.
Cal is also designed to cause sudden and
He should
unexpected
always. He should always.
I mean, if it's something that Ezri finds undesirable, as the spell
Anyway.
specifically states, then Ari's mouth would also probably light up. So
That's interesting. Anyway, yeah, I mean, by the briar probably counts.
anyway, we're running.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
running?
Boy, I hope that's all you found, because I declared I entered in a
in the direction it wants us to.
Yeah, I am at sprint speed, so I probably passed Ari by now.
Okay. You round the corner and see another archway in the hedge that goes into an open space that's full of trees and undergrowth and large rocks, like a forest glade.
Running
Oh,
up
this is bad.
to the
This
front of it, I'm gonna like stop before I'm all the way out. Does it look like the opposite of
Ari
the
runs
outside
into you.
wall? Does it
No.
look like I'm on the inside? Okay,
Yeah.
so I could just
so
be-
as soon as you get to the archway, a voice speaks
Is
out of
that
the air. Tyrus Davidalis, this is Hunter Test 4, target identification and
growling.
acquisition. Commencing now.
and that's from inside,
Oh.
from where we're walking into.
It's from everywhere.
Cal is not happy. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and pull Fury's Edge out now.
It's from everywhere in the air around you.
Arya extends a hand in remembrance forms.
And I think that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh, of course it is.
Thank you all so much for watching Khyber Shards. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to
Next week for the rest of you.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media as well as to our Discord and merch store down in the description below, where you will also find a link to Colin's Twitch, where he is Sorry BTR. The O is a 0, and he streams on Tuesdays and whenever life allows. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. You can submit questions on our Discord or in comments below. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.